In this video, we're going to take a look at top 10 upcoming games that's going to be releasing only in 2024. Hitting off with the game that I've been looking forward to for a while now, which is Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Now, this is basically a game where you play as a vampire. It's actually a linear type, story-driven narrative game, and fans have been very excited for the sequel ever since they got to play the first part. And unfortunately, the game has been in development for a very long time now. And that's because they've been having a lot of issues with the development cycle. They've also been changing a couple of developers at this point, but now they've finally said that this game is going to be coming out in 2024. So fall of 2024 is when this game is now expected to be launching, and it's set to be coming out for all the platforms: PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Series X and S, and even on Steam on PC versions. Now up next we got Kingmakers. Now this game honestly kind of just stands out from all the games that I've ever seen before, because it's one of the most unique games out there that's coming from an indie developer and publisher named Tiny Build. Now they've also created games like Hello Neighbors, and Kingmaker is apparently an upcoming action strategy sandbox game which has a bit of PvP as well as PvE actions both combined together. And as you can see from the gameplay, it's all-out scale warfare. There are thousands of enemies in the game all at the same time. It's very chaotic, and you basically travel from one realm to another, so you kind of just open this portal. So you're going to be time traveling as you're battling through a large-scale battle. Now honestly, this game looks like an art that is presented by Unreal Engine 5, and I just can't wait for it. Now I've already spoken with the developer team. They said they'll be providing me with an early access for this game when the beta or the alpha version goes live, so I'm very excited for it. I will of course keep you guys updated if we get any further information about this game on the channel, so keep an eye out for that one. Now Kingmakers is set to be releasing sometime in 2024. Now they haven't really given us like a specific release date for this game, but what I expect is that this game will most probably be coming out at the end of 2024. So Q4 is going to be the best guess as to when this game could be coming out. Now moving up next, we have Black Myth: Wukong. Now Black Myth: Wukong is a classic action-adventure role-playing game that has a very similar look in gameplay style as to what Souls-like games are usually known for. But then from the recent playtest and most of the early access that some of the creators have got their hands on with this game, they've already confirmed it's a bit more linear in its own approach, and they're just trying to stick with the main story narrative. It's not really that hard as what Souls games usually stand to represent. So Black Myth: Wukong is basically going to stay focused on a linear storytelling experience, and that's actually way better than having a Souls-like game, because look at God of War. That game was absolutely fantastic, and that's exactly what Black Myth: Wukong is trying to score here. That's going to be releasing on PlayStation 5 and PC versions only, because the developers say that they need more time to optimize the game for the Xbox consoles. So it's going to be coming out for PS5 and PC on 20th August. Now up next we have Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Now if you're someone that was born in the 20th century, then you'd probably be familiar with Dead Rising. It was one of those popular zombie killing games back in those days, which ended up getting remastered a couple of years ago, and now they remastered the remaster version, and now they're going to be calling it as a Deluxe Remaster. And Deluxe Remaster is not just any small remaster where you're just going to see some visual upgrades. This is kind of a remake where they just shifted the entire engine of the game, so it's obviously going to look way better than what the original game looked like. But the reason why they're not calling it as a remake is because the controls and the way the game is going to be playing is going to be exactly the same as the original title. So the only thing they're going to be changing is like the sweet visuals. So if you're someone that wants to experience nostalgia with no gameplay elements changed, Deluxe Remaster is just going to do the job here. Now up next we have Concord, a game that Sony doubled down in terms of giving a competition to games like Paladins, Overwatch, and Marvel's is also releasing their own title right now, where you get to play as all the different characters from the Marvel superhero universe, and it's basically all the same. Now however, I'm not really interested in this game whatsoever. Now, however, there is a lot of hero shooters out there in the market, but for some reason Sony decided that they need to go ahead and drop this as well. So obviously I'm not very excited for this game, but I would really like to see what they have in store for us, and maybe it's different, maybe it's not. And it does seem like a pretty decent game, but I just think that there is a lot of games that's very similar to this one out there already, so I don't really see a point as to why they really wanted to go ahead and drop this one out of the blue. And up next we have STALKER 2: The Heart of Chernobyl. Chernobyl. Now, this is an upcoming first-person shooter horror survival game where every single bullet is going to be counting against one of the most fearsome and unforgivable open worlds you guys might have ever experienced. Now, if you played the first STALKER game, then you'd probably know that this is one of the best survival open world games out there. And the reason why this game is very unique in its own style is because it gives you this aesthetic of a really post-apocalyptic setting, which kind of has a very similar atmospheres. Comparing this with games like Metro and Fallout, all of these just fall into a same genre right here. But since STALKER 2 is developed using the Unreal Engine, but there is this one bad thing about this game, which is the development cycle. It's been very long since the game is already in development, and of course it's being developed by Ukrainian developers, and with all the war and stuff going on in Ukraine, it just makes the entire development situation much hotter than it already was. So the game is constantly getting delayed all the way from 2020 to 2024 right now, and they've finally said that this game is going to be releasing on 5th of September 2024. Now up next we have Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Now this game is kind of very special in its own genres, and if you're someone that plays Gears of War or even Doom styled games, then you're definitely gonna love it, because this is a third-person action-adventure shooter hack-and-slash video game that's just gonna blow your minds off. Now it's being developed by Saber Interactive and published by Focus Entertainment. And Space Marine 2 is all about you playing as a superhuman who just wears this gigantic suit, and you're basically going to be slashing and dicing through all the aliens in space. And if you're someone that's looking for a video game where you can take all of your frustration out by slicing through the aliens in outer space while you're safely tucked inside this overpowered machine, then Space Marine 2 is going to be a game that everybody is going to fall in love with. Now this game is coming out on September 9th, and if you're someone that has anger issues, then I would definitely recommend this game for you guys. Now up next we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. And while you guys already know it, I don't really have to say much about this game, because that is all I speak about on this channel most of the times. And it's finally good to know that Assassin's Creed is going to Japan, and is one of the most requested eras of all time when it comes to Assassin's Creed settings. And most of the people are disappointed that you're not going to be playing as a Japanese samurai. And another thing that really pissed off Japan is that they made him gay. Yasuke makes romance with all the different genders in the game, and that's a big no-no to the cultures of Japan to go ahead and take a historical character from one of their histories and pretty much just defame the character's name. And there is a lot of controversy going on about Assassin's Creed Shadows already. But nonetheless, it's an Assassin's Creed game, so of course I'm going to be playing it. It's releasing on November 15th on all the platforms, PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as on the PC versions. And next up we have Star Wars Outlaws. Now it's the first Star Wars game that's set in an open world universe, and it's also the first Star Wars game developed by Ubisoft. Now from all the gameplays that I've seen for this game, it is kind of a very similar concept as to what Assassin's Creed and Far Cry games are, and most of the game is basically you taking out different outposts and completing bounties and repetitive missions, and that's basically all I could see from as far as what I've seen in the gameplay. But of course it's going to be fun to explore the open world of Star Wars Outlaws, and I will of course be playing this game on 30th of August when it drops this year. The next up we have Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and it's about time that Call of Duty went back to Black Ops, and not just going back to the franchise, but this time they've decided to go back to the storyline of where they left off with Black Ops 1 and 2. Now it's going to be a direct sequel to Black Ops 1 and 2. There's also going to be some storyline that's going to relate all the way back to Black Ops 1. We're going to be playing as flashback memories of Frank Woods, and I'm just all in when it comes to exploring the storyline of Call of Duty Black Ops, because honestly when it comes to one of the best storylines in the Call of Duty history, I think it's going to be Modern Warfare and Black Ops, and I don't know why they kind of just straight off and they completely just moved away from the main storyline of Black Ops. But then it's good that they're finally going back, and this game is releasing on October 25th this year. Now, since you guys have watched the video till the end, I'm gonna give you guys a bonus game, which is God of War Ragnarok, which is a masterpiece known as God of War Ragnarok, which is gonna be re-released on the PC version, and it's coming out on September 19th. And it's good that we'll finally be able to play this game on an uncapped frame rates with 4K or 8K resolution with wide-angle displays enabled, and there's also gonna be a ton of mods. So I'm super excited for it. Can't wait to see what the modders have to do on the PC version. And yeah, with everything that we've shared that in today's list. Let me know down below in the comments which is the game that you guys are looking forward to in 2024. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions down below in the comments. My most anticipated game, of course, is Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm definitely going to be playing this year's Call of Duty, which is Black Ops 6, because I'm a huge Black Ops fan. And apart from that, I'm going to play Star Wars Outlaws and also Black Myth Wukong. So these are the games that I'm looking forward to this year. Let me know in the comments which games are you guys looking forward to. Now, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to take a few seconds of your valuable time, drop a like. It really means a lot to me. Subscribe if you guys want to stay tuned, where I showcase every single information that you guys need to know about upcoming video games right here on this channel. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.